All right, we are here with the Dean Stewart, which is the CEO of BMAPS. Dean has a very huge experience in the field of publishing, exactly to be exact, of TV. That's why it's my first question. What do you feel, and what's your impression on what is going to be, what television is going to be, or was going to see in the next 5 years? I'm not asking about 10 years, but 5 years. How it's going to change? What kind of movements? What kind of new companies are going to emerge? What is your opinion?
I think we're going to see a continuation of some of the trends that have happened so far. We're seeing linear television schedules change and become more on demand. We're seeing more added value things. I think 3D is going to become more to the fore. And I think you're just going to see a lot more on-demand, flexible and innovative television.
Do you think that the model of Hulu, which is going to spread in the United States, which is VOD, but with the big backup of major publishers, do you think this is the good way, or maybe like more like YouTube? So you have like thousands of different publishers, smaller, and you have like one place to go and one place to publish. Which business model do you think is more flexible?
I think you're definitely going to see an extension of Hulu. I think it's a great idea. Quality content on the web, high production values, content that people want to see, that they see offline, see on television, they can now see online. They've executed very well, and I think we're going to see a real continuation of that. And I see Hulu obviously internationalizing, but other local versions of Hulu spreading up, either independently or in terms of joint ventures with larger companies like Hulu.
All right. Do you think that the iTunes, the Apple company could be a threat to this model as Hulu presented right today?
I think it's complementary, and I think if Apple and iTunes do for television what they've done for music, create a really effective distribution
for whole branch, for
the whole branch with easy to use and a good customer base. And absolutely, they will. But I don't think either or. I see them as complementary to the mix.
You are CEO of BMAPS. Can you tell us more about what is BMAPS? Because as I know, today is a new way, a new approach to publishing information news. Can you tell us more about your startup?
BMAPS is an online marketplace for buying and selling professional news content. So news content could mean hard news, economic news, fashion, sport, entertainment, anything related to news, BMAPS would sell that. And the idea is to create a better, more efficient and flexible environment where content providers, be they news agencies, television companies, freelancers, can upload that content and have a distribution platform for selling that content in other parts of the world.
All right.
And that's what BMAPS is.
So it is like, let's say, Reuters, bigger Reuters, international Reuters in the meaning of new media and internet, but with the influence and the possibility to join by freelancers, right? The person who have a digital camera and recording something and uploading, and then say, hey, you can buy it this as an exclusive for like $1, right? This model.
We have the price is determined by the content provider, the freelancer. But the notion is what you say, exactly that. The parties can upload, decide how they want to define the rights, decide the price, and then buyers come to the platform and buy that content.
What are your expectations about what's your business model? You are like Apple cutting the price and cutting the piece of this price, or you're like operating and only like taking half of percentage?
What we do is we take a commission for each transaction, and that commission can vary up to around 35%. So that's our basic business model. It's per transaction.
All right. What's your impression of Facebook? Do you think it's a good way to distribute information? It's a good way for publishers to get involved in this platform, or we should, as a publishers, we should be scared of this big monster?
No, certainly. I think Facebook is a great way of contacting publishers, and we use Facebook quite actively to try and target and communicate with content providers, highlighting them points of editorial interest. and trying to encourage them to upload stories from wherever they may be to BeamUps. So we would work actively with parties like Facebook.
All right. Do you think that social media is a threat for, let's say, the mainstream industry, like publishers in TV? Because, you know, right now every kid has a own cell phone. We have like 1,000 of laptops with the built-in cameras. So the possibility of being a witness of something very important and being like a reporter by myself, it's still growing. Do you think that the market will be flooded with the persons like you know, like newbies, like persons like with no experience, no background, but you know, being there and in the right time, so they can be like you know, the only one who will have this material, this footage. So what's your impression?
I see it as a development that needs to be harnessed. It needs to be harnessed in a way that it can complement existing old media. In the situation that you painted, where you have a lot of people on the spot who are reporting, you will still need traditional journalistic skills to validate those stories, to report on them in a slightly more professional way. So for me, it's something that is there, it's a development that can be harnessed by the more established media players and used to their benefit.
Do you think that this kind of startups, the projects as BeamUps, is a game changer for the industry? Is it something new? Is is something fresh for all the people? Or do you think it's a kind of you know, creating another channel to distribute news? Or maybe it's going to be the mainstream in the next 3 or 5 years?
I mean, we see it as widening the pie. We see it as another way of distributing. What we would like to do is to gain more traction and several years down the line be a significant player within the field. So our objectives are for us to widen the scope of distribution beyond what it currently is and make it far easier for parties such as regional broadcasters, media agencies and freelancers to have an audience and an outlet for their content.
So let's say you're a friendly guy with a friendly company for the big players in the branch, in the industry, so they have to be afraid of you because you're not afraid to them. You are trying to cooperate rather than fighting back and being, you know, a big company rising on their back.
Exactly. And if you look at the profile of companies we're working for, that matches that. We have a lot of freelancers, a lot of small regional broadcasters, small regional agencies, large multinational agencies, large multinational broadcasters. We have the whole range.
All right. Last question, because you are entrepreneur, you're a businessman, you are having like lots of you know, lots of people, and you're exchanging lots of business cards. My question is, can you give advice for a young guy entrepreneur from Central and East Europe, thinking about going out and starting his own startup, let's say in this news industry? What kind of advice can you give to this guy?
Okay. My advice wouldn't be much different to the person doing that within Western Europe or the US. It's obviously identifying what the problem is within the market you're trying to fix, coming up with a workable solution that is not only valid to all the parties and constituents you're trying to reach, and put in a lot of hard work. And then perhaps the hardest side of that is trying to attract the right sort of funding to drive the concept from an idea to a finished business article. And that's probably the hardest point in the component. And you know, a lot of companies, large and small, suffer from that. Is trying to attract sufficient funding to make the idea a reality.
According to your experience, is it better to trying to get contact with the guys in VC companies in Silicon Valley, or rather trying to find something local? Like, for example, I'm from Europe, right? I'm from Warsaw, so it is going to be a pain in the neck to trying to get the guys from US, or maybe there is someone or some company in Europe that's going to be, you know, this kind of player.
I think the local players would be your first starting point, because you probably would have more contacts there, your ease of reach would be greater, and you're more likely to get an immediate audience. But that's not to say that if your idea is good and stand on its own feet, then you would not attract funding from more established VCs in the US or elsewhere.
All right. Dean, thank you very much. That was Dean Stewart from BeamUps. Thank you for being with me and exchanging your thoughts. And we're going to talk maybe more with Dean tonight at our letter. My name is Artur Kurasinski, and I'm saying hi to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.